Did I scare you? Sorry. I just wanted to give you a wicked clue to today's videos. They're all about wicked queens and evil schemes. You know, like dragons or the evil queen from the Little Mermaid. Remember when she stole my voice? That was the worst. Oh, well, you just have to watch and tell me your favorite wicked character from these videos. I got lucky. The royal family thought I had fallen off a boat of passing pirates or something, and they took me in. They fed me and gave me dresses and tried to get me to talk. Oh, it was no use. The sea witch had taken my voice. All I could do was cough, smile, and give thumbs up. The king even sent his best mime to help me. I learned to walk though, and run, and skip. And yes, kids, I learned to dance. And I loved it. And get this, there was gonna be a big party at the castle. Dancing was the way I was gonna wow the prince. So I practiced, and practiced, and practiced, and practiced, and practiced, and practiced, and practiced. And then the big night came. Everyone else was having a great time. They were all talking and laughing. I wanted to do that. Then the disco ball began to spin. The music started to play a dance song, and I started grooving. Before I knew it, there was a crowd around me, and people were chanting, "Go, go, go, go! I was the dancing queen!" I did the robot. I did the moonwalk. I did the funky monkey. I did the cabbage patch. I don't know what this one was, but they loved it. I did the thriller. Then the most magical thing in the world happened. The prince asked me to dance. We danced all night, and I wanted to tell him what a good time I was having and how much I liked dancing with him and how cute he was when he did the funky monkey, but I couldn't. He thought I was just shy, I guess. And then he did a very princely thing. He bowed and kissed my hand. And whoa, shebang! I was so stoked by how sweet he was that I said, "Wow!" Guys, I actually said, "Wow!" And then I thought, wow, I just talked. My voice was back. So then the prince said,
"Hi."
And then I said, "Hey." And that's how the sea witch's spell was broken. We talked and danced the rest of the evening, and that's how the prince and I fell in love. It was probably this move that sealed the deal. And I'm glad to report we lived happily ever after. The end. And that's the end of The Little Mermaid. Thanks so much for coming to listen to another story with me, guys. Come on back next time. See ya!
My school project is about witches. This is a witch. We know it's a witch because of a few things. First, the pointy black hat.
Hey, give me back my hat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Most, if not all witches have a pointy hat. But not all people with pointy hats are witches. The next thing we look for in a witch is the green skin.
Don't you look at my skin. I'll be green if I want to.
But not all things with green skin are witches. Another thing we look for in a witch is a long, crooked nose with a wart on top.
You leave my nose alone. I like it.
There's nothing wrong with a long nose because not everything with a long nose is a witch. And last, we know it's a witch if it's doing magic, especially while riding a broomstick. and mixing things in a cauldron. And so, in conclusion, if she has a pointy hat, green skin, a long crooked nose with a wart on top, and she's doing magic while riding a broomstick, well then, you are correct. Your sister is definitely a witch.
Hi kids, welcome back. Ready for another story? Yeah, me too. Today's story is Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Cindy. There we go. So as I was saying, my name is Cindy, kind of like Cinderella, which is what my not-so-nice stepmother and stepsisters call me. I had to go live with them in a dark, cold place called Europe, where they have castles and princes and stuff like that, but I'm getting ahead of myself. They're always making me do all the chores. Like it's normal for kids to help out with the dishes, feed the dog, clean her room, and stuff. But they made me do everything. All day long, I'm cleaning toilets, tying their hair bows, ironing their socks. Well, seriously, who needs their socks ironed? My only solace was my cat Fryball. And since my stepsisters were allergic, I had to keep him outside. And it can get wicked cold in Europe. I'm sorry. One day, an invitation arrived. The prince was having a grand ball and everyone was invited. I finally had something to be happy about. Fryball and I did a little dance. But my evil stepmother told me there was no way I could go.
You have to clean the bathroom floor that night. Duh, it's Friday.
She was right. Friday was tub and toilet night. Friday came and my lousy stepsisters put on their lousy new dresses and strutted out to the ball while I got out my scrub bucket and brush and got to cleaning. I'm gonna be honest, I cried. But just a little.
Don't be sad. Cheer up.
Thanks, kids.
Look, a fairy.
She said,
Don't be scared. I'm your fairy godmother.
I didn't know I had a fairy godmother.
Oh, okay, so that explains why you never call or visit, send me an email, edible bouquet. Now stop your crying. Let's get you to the ball.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of cleaning the bathroom. It's tub and toilet night, and I don't have a dress.
Oh, please. Stand still. Wow, pretty. Now you'll find your limo outside. I did a little wand action on an old jack-o'-lantern for that one, and Fryball is your chauffeur. Now off you go. Oh, wait, one thing. You gotta get home by midnight. That is so important. I can't stress the importance here. There's always a catch with these spells.
And just like that, I was on my way to the ball. Woo! It was the most fun party ever. Snacks galore. They had a chocolate fountain, an 8-foot meatball sub, awesome music, a conga line, a Wii, karaoke, foosball. It was magical. I met the coolest guy in the world. We played bowling on Wii. We ate nachos. And we realized we had the same taste in like everything. We like the same color. Red. The same food. Cheese doodles. The same movies.
But the best one is Toy Story 3.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Even the same taste in shoes. Sneakers to a ball?
It's midnight, y'all.
Eek! I didn't have time for goodbyes. I made a run for it.
Bye. I forgot to ask her name. Oh, I always get something wrong.
By the time I got back to my limo, it had turned back into a jack-o'-lantern and Fryball back into a regular cat. I was back into my regular clothes, and somehow I ran right out of one of my sneakers. With one shoe and Fryball by my side, I walked home. The next day, there was a breaking news announcement from the prince that he had met a great girl at the ball who would make a great princess, but he didn't know who she was.
I must find her. All I have is this shoe. And I will canvass the land and find the foot that fits this sneaker. I really think she might be the coolest girl in the whole world.
Say what? I was hanging out with the prince? Whoa, this was an interesting turn. My stepsisters argued over which one of them it was.
Oh, he loves me.
It was great. Little did they know, it was me. But when the prince and his prince people came round to do the test fitting, my stepmom sent me out back to wash the windows. I watched as my stepsisters both tried to squeeze their big feet into my shoe. Then he saw me.
Hey, what about her? Please, will you try on this shoe?
Yay!
It's you.
And that's when my stepmother and stepsisters screamed and passed out. They didn't handle shock very well.
I'm Ron Charming.
Hi, I'm Cindy. You owe me a Coke.
Jinx!
Now you owe me another Coke.
Jinx! Now you owe me another Coke. Jinx!
That went on for quite a while. And then we lived pretty darn happily ever after from that day on. It was a real Cinderella story. And that's the end. Hi kids, it's time for a brand new story. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Snow White. That's me, Snow White. It's kind of a weird name, actually. My parents were hippies. Enough said. So anywho, here's my story. There was an evil queen who really had it out for me. I never did anything to her. She was just evil. So she had this magic mirror that every day told her she was the most beauteous in all the land. Then one day, I guess it had a glitch or something, but it said that I was the most beauteous in all the land. Awkward. So she sent me into the woods with a huntsman. We get out here and he's like,
Hey, I'm supposed to get rid of you, and I don't really want to do that, and not really my thing. I'm like a nice guy. Anyway, if you could just never return to our kingdom, that'd be great. I'm gonna leave you here now.
oh wait, I appreciate you saving me and everything, but I'll freeze.
Okay, bye.
Well, kids, he left me here, and I fell asleep. Next thing you know, these little guys find me, and for some strange reason, they think I'm not alive anymore.
Such a shame. She looks so nice.
Poor thing.
She's a zombie. Oh.
Guys, whoa! I'm not a zombie. I was just taking a nap, and wait, who are you? I think I should be the one freaking out here. Am I a giant, or are you guys really small?
Hey, that's not really very nice. Okay, perhaps we're a little height challenge, but we have the same rights as big people.
Who, frankly, I think are funny looking because they're so big.
Besides, you should be nice to us because we found you in the woods and saved you.
Yeah.
Saved me? I was napping. I explained that I had been kicked out of my own kingdom, never to return. And luckily, they needed a roommate. I needed a place to live, and they needed someone to reach high places. Perfect. Everything was going pretty cool with the 7 little dudes. But meanwhile, back at the evil queen's place.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who is the fairest of them all.
Well, I hate to tell ya, but it's, Snow White.
Who?
Snow White? Please don't smash me.
Show me where she is. Well, then I shall get rid of her myself.
So cut back to me and the 7 little dudes in the woods. We were right in the middle of a sing-along when there's a knock on the door.
Hello? I have a special delivery for Snow White.
For me?
Yay! Cupcake.
It's my favorite kind of cupcake. A mint chocolate chip cupcake with extra sprinkles. Oh, it must be from someone who misses me.
Go get the doctor!
What seems to be the problem?
Come quick! There she is! Fix her!
Poison. Luckily, I have an antidote to reverse it. Hi.
Hi yourself.
Hooray!
So long story short, I survived the evil queen's poison. She got arrested for all her evil deeds and has to spend the rest of her life cleaning toilets and eating dog food. While I got to return to my kingdom, I wound up marrying that cute doctor, and my 7 best buds came over all the time for karaoke parties and cupcakes, the non-poison kind, of course. Oh, and I got rid of that pesky mirror. It was a happy ending. Wow, that was a happy ending.
Hi guys, I'm Marissa and I'm here with my twin daughters Alexis and Desiree.
Hi.
Today we're very excited to be here with Cool School reading our favorite story, Cinderella. Are you girls ready to read this one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Once upon a time, there was a happy young girl named Cynthia. You may have heard of her. Lots of people call her by her nickname, Cinderella. She lived with her dad and their pet pig, Millie. Their life was perfect until her dad married a mean lady, who we'll just refer to as the evil stepmother. And to make matters worse, she had 2 mean daughters. And to make matters even worser, she and her 2 mean daughters moved into Cynthia's house. Then, as if that wasn't bad enough, Cynthia's father had to travel and go far away for a while. But he thought Cynthia would be fine with her new family. He was wrong. Cynthia's stepmother and stepsisters weren't nice to Cynthia at all. They made Cynthia do all the chores, they wouldn't let her DVR any of her favorite shows, and they made poor Millie live outside even though she was potty trained. Okay, she could get a little muddy, but still, Millie was like family. And instead of Millie, they let their big mean dog, Vader, live in the house. They made her clean up after Vader too, who, by the way, wasn't potty trained. They even changed Cynthia's name. They called her Cinderella and ignored her every time she told them it was Cynthia. One day, Cinderella was busy scraping off the wads of bubble gum that the stepsisters had stuck underneath the coffee table when a very handsome dude came by. He was new to the neighborhood and wanted to invite all the local kids to a huge party his dad was throwing. He gave Cinderella the formal invitation and went on his way. She was putting the invite on the fridge when she saw the address and realized,
He lives at El Castillo? The castle? Whoa, that dude's the prince.
Seriously, kids? The boy was actually a real prince. I mean, Cinderella's dad called her Princesa sometimes, which means princess in Spanish, but this was no nickname. The boy is royalty. Cinderella daydreamed about what she would wear to the party. She danced around the living room and practiced doing a curtsy.
No, I think Cinderella would dance like this. No, Cinderella danced like this.
Wow, good moves, girls. Well, let's just see what happens next. When the evil stepmother and the stepsisters came home, they snatched the invitation away and laughed when Cinderella asked when they could go shopping for a new party outfit. You? Do you really think you're going?
Get real. You have to stay here.
Yes, I need you to clean all our bedrooms and bathrooms. That will take you all night, I'm sure.
I can clean them now. Please let me go, please.
You can't clean them now. You need to get our dresses ready for the party. We'll need everything washed and ironed exactly 3 times. No wrinkles.
And we need you to paint our toenails.
Ew, gross.
Just for that, you're gonna have to paint Vader's toenails too. He needs to look nice for the party.
Wow, their big slobbery dog could go and Cinderella couldn't? Life was seriously unfair. The big night came and Cinderella held back her tears as she washed and ironed their dresses, curled and brushed their hair, and painted their toes. She watched them leave, and then she cried. She cried and cried and cried, and then she cried some more. Just then, a fairy appeared out of thin air.
Who are you?
I'm Madrina, your fairy godmother. I'm here to cheer you up and get you to that party. You want to go, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, you like this dress? Or maybe this one? Or maybe this one? Yes, perfect. Okay, now let's change that hot mess you call hair. There you go, much better. And shoes. Okay, let's get a pumpkin and turn it into a lovely carriage, and you'll need a horse.
A horse? I could just call a taxi.
Nonsense! What's better than arriving at a princess party in a beautiful horse-drawn carriage? Oh, don't worry, she'll turn back at midnight. Which reminds me, don't stay out past midnight.
Okay.
I'm serious. Everything turns back to normal at midnight. Don't be late. Now, off you go. You're going to have the time of your life.
Madrina, the fairy godmother, was right. Cinderella had the best time. She danced and sang and played games. Later, she was just chilling out by the ice cream sundae station when the super cute prince came over and asked her to dance. They danced for a long time and everyone wondered who the beautiful young princessa was. Just as the prince was twirling Cinderella around and around, the clock began to strike midnight. Cinderella panicked and twirled right out of the ballroom. She felt super dizzy and everything was changing back so fast. She saw the horse turn back into Millie and the carriage became a pumpkin. The prince was running out after her and then her dress began to change. She made a run for it, but just as her shoes were changing back into sneakers, one of them slipped off and she had no choice but to leave it. The prince picked up her shoe and examined it.
She might look like a princess, but her shoe smells like my little brother.
It was like she had disappeared. He was bitten by the love bug, kids, and he was determined to find her. The next day, he visited every house around. He would ring the doorbell, hold up the old, worn-out sneaker, and ask the girls,
"Excuse me, is this your shoe?"
Every girl reacted pretty much the same.
Do you think I'd wear that? No way, that shoe stinks.
Then at Cinderella's house. Ugh, grody, I would never wear a shoe like that.
I wouldn't even let my dog wear that shoe.
Cinderella was just taking out the garbage when the prince looked at her and thought,
Could it be? No, that girl was surely a princess. Hey, you're only wearing one sneaker, and it's just like this sneaker. My princesa.
Hello, Prince.
He knelt down and put her sneaker back on her foot and said,
I'd be honored if you would join me on a date this weekend. I've always wanted to play mini golf.
The evil stepmother and the two evil stepsisters seriously freaked. Even Vader was shocked. And here's the best part. When her father came home from his trip, he really liked the prince, and when they grew up, they got married. And Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. Excuse me, I mean Cynthia. Cynthia and the prince lived happily ever after. The end. So what do we think about the Cinderella story?
My dancing was the best part.
Yeah, it was.
It was awesome.
Hi kids, welcome back to Cool School. It's me, Miss Booksy. Are you ready for another story? Me too. Today's story is an exciting adventure called The Snow Queen. Once upon a time, not too long ago, there were two best friends, Kai and Gertie. Oh, hi Kai.
Hi Gertie.
We like to make up stories and act them out as little plays for an audience of our stuffed animals and dolls. One of my favorite stories to perform was The Snow Queen. It was about a magical far-off land where snowflakes were actually teeny tiny bees. Instead of honey, the snow bees made ice cream. The bees had a queen, just like regular honeybees do, but the Snow Queen was wicked. She would lure children in with her mountains of ice cream, but then turn the kids into snowmen. One day, I couldn't find Kai. I looked all over, but he was nowhere to be found. Our audience was waiting for a show. Kai, it's showtime. Then I noticed a small puddle of melted ice cream. Actually, a trail of ice cream drops. I shall follow the trail. I followed the trail until suddenly I realized it was very far from home and it had turned cold. Ooh, wicked cold. Wait, is that snow? And then all of a sudden, ow! Oh, I was stung by a stinging snow bee. What the what? Snow bees aren't real? Then it dawned on me. I must somehow be entering the magical far-off land of the Snow Queen. I decided to look for help. I found a little cottage nearby and explained the situation to the jolly old man who lived there with his reindeer. So you see, I really need to find Kai. The Snow Queen's probably turned him into a regular old Frosty the Snowman, button nose and everything. You really gotta help me, mister.
Well, I'd love to help, but only a youngster like you can approach the Snow Queen. Older folks are frozen solid in a block of ice if they so much as wave at her.
So I was going to have to defeat the Snow Queen by myself. The old man did let me borrow a reindeer and a sweet vest, though. Oh, gee, I was kinda hoping you'd give me some dynamite or something so I could just melt the queen and all her snow bees, but okay, thanks, I guess. Also, why is your reindeer eating chili?
Keeps him warm. You'll be okay, kid. I believe in you.
I left and discovered this reindeer was the kind that flies. Woo! We flew to the queen's place, but a huge swarm of snow bees blocked our way. Here goes nothing. Hee-yah! Ow! 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 Now for part 2 of the Snow Queen. Then we saw a little snowman. Kai! I reached out and like magic, the snow melted away. Kai!
Gertie! Oh, I felt like an ice cream cone.
Now let's go melt the Snow Queen. We went flying toward the Snow Queen's castle, moving through the thick, icy swarm of snow bees. Ow, 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 owie. The Snow Queen was waiting for us.
You seriously think you can stop me? I'm a wicked Snow Queen. Come on.
Just then, the reindeer burped. Just a little burp, but it was a fiery one.
What do you feed that thing? Chili dogs and onions?
I saw an opportunity. Let it rip, Rudolph! To which the reindeer burped a loud, long, crazy burp that made all the snow bees fall to the ground and melt. The Snow Queen followed, collapsing into a soupy puddle of yucky yuckiness. Luckily, the ice cream mountain didn't melt, so we celebrated with some ice cream before dropping off our chili-eating reindeer friend and returning home. Now, whenever we perform the Snow Queen story, we're sure to add a jolly old Santa type and a fire-burping reindeer to the story. And it always ends happily ever after. The end. Well, that's the end of the Snow Queen. That was a crazy story, right? Hi, kids. It's me, Miss Booksy, and it's story time here at Cool School. Hi, Eleanor.
Hi, Miss Booksy.
Are you ready for a new story?
Oh, yeah!
Oh my gosh, we're almost late for story time, and that's sad, Learning.
I love story time.
Oh yeah, me too, me too. I hope it's a robot story.
Robot story. I love robot stories.
Okay. Is everyone ready to read Sleeping Beauty?
Oh,
Once upon a time, there was
Sleeping Beauty?
Miss Booksy, I have a question.
Harry has a question.
Are there robots in Sleeping Beauty?
No.
There are no robots in Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, I heard. It's okay. I'm sure it's a very nice story anyway. You go right ahead.
Of course there are no robots. It's an amazing story about taking a huge nap and then when you wake up, finding true love in spite of an evil witch fairy.
Really? Well, that could have been an evil robot, but it's okay. Go ahead, Miss Benzie. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Miles.
You're welcome.
Here we go again. Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time, a beautiful little baby princess was...
Oh, can we be in the story? Is there a good part I could play?
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah,
If there are any parts being handed out, I know a young thespian who would relish the opportunity to perform.
Relish?
Thespian something?
What?
Sure, guys. There are some great parts you can play. Miles, you can be a fairy.
Oh, well, no, I don't know.
How about being the king?
King? Yeah, now you're talking.
Since you're the king, can you also be a nice fairy?
Oh. Oh, yeah, okay, fine, as long as I'm the king.
Well, I don't care what I am. No, I totally do. Can I be the prince? There's always a prince.
Well, you're right. There is a prince, and you're him. Or he's you. Or something.
Awesome!
And Eleanor, I'm thinking you can be the evil fairy.
Oh, perfect. Watch out, guys.
I think you might be too nice to be an evil fairy.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay, Sleeping Beauty, take 2. Once upon a time, a beautiful little baby princess was born in a magical kingdom. The king and queen invited the 7 fairies. You know, the magic fairies who come to bless the little babies.
Fairy, is that me?
Nope, not yet. Just a sec.
Okay.
Miles, it's your turn.
Oh, here I am. Well, the wings are actually pretty cool.
Anywho, so all the fairies were invited. Well, all except for one fairy who hadn't responded to like any invitations recently. I mean, that fairy never shows up, so why even bother inviting her? That turned out to be a bad idea. Well, the uninvited fairy, Eleanor, you're the unhappy fairy. So, she found out about the blessing party and got super annoyed that she wasn't invited. So she crashed the party. Not only did she crash it, she showed up really late, right in the middle of the king's flute solo. And instead of a blessing, she had put a curse on the baby.
Toil and trouble, my curse upon you shall bubble! Instead of growing up to be something special and having fame that will linger, you will touch a spindle and get pricked on the finger. And then you will sleep for 100 years in a big snoring heap. And if you're lucky, a prince will wake you and you'll think he's neat. Oh, I almost forgot this. To totally 100% break the spell, the prince has to give you a kiss. Mwah!
As you can see, it was a pretty evil curse. The princess would get pricked by a spindle. Ouch! And sleep for 100 years? And after all that time, she could only be awoken by a prince who kisses her? Ugh, 100 years of sleeping and there's still a catch. Ugh. The king was like,
to avoid that mean fairy curse, there shall be no spindles allowed in this kingdom.
so the little princess grew up into me! So, I'm chilling. No spindles around. I wouldn't even know one if I saw one. Seriously, like, what's a spindle? This turned out to be a problem because there was one little old spinster who didn't get the memo.
I didn't know. Nobody told me.
One day, I saw her spinning away, making the most beautiful thread for the most beautiful gown. I asked her, "Hey, could I try your cool spinning machine thingy?" And as fate would have it, I pricked my finger. Uh-oh. I think that's a spindle. Ooh.
Oh dear, that's not good.
My parents were devastated. Rather than have life go on for the 100 years while I was sleeping, they asked one of the nice fairies to put a sleeping spell on the whole castle so we could all wake up together. Miles, that's you again.
If a prince doesn't kiss her, we're going to be weepy. But for the next 100 years, we're going to be sleepy. Nighty night. And now for part 2 of our story, Sleeping Beauty. Just a quick recap. An evil fairy, not a nice fairy like me, put a wicked curse on Sleeping Beauty. And now she must sleep for 100 years.
Okay, fast forward the story to exactly 99 years and 11 months and 30 days later. This very nice prince from a nearby kingdom was checking out the local real estate and saw the enchanted castle just peeking out from behind the jungle there.
Yep, I'm just a handsome prince doing princely stuff. Hey, what's that over there? Looks like an enchanted castle. I better call my dad, the king. Hey, Dad!
Well, this is the king. Who's this?
It's Harry.
Oh, Harry, my boy. Yeah, what can I do for you?
What's up with the enchanted-looking castle on Sleepy Lane?
Oh, you mean the one with the brambles and the trees and the kudzu all over it?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, well, now that you mention it, oh, hey, what day is it? Hold on. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, totally slipped my mind. Okay, there's a princess in there, cursed to sleep for 100 years. And she needs a prince to wake her up and give her a kiss.
Really? Bummer. Hey, wait a second, I'm a prince!
Oh, yeah, fantastic coincidence that is. Hey, would you mind? Wanna go be a prince? Wake her up? Huh?
Well, it is the princely thing to do.
That's my
Thanks,
boy.
Dad!
Okay, Harry, this is a really important part. Are you ready?
Am I ready? Are you kidding? You're talking to the prince. Oh, boy. Okay, I don't want to startle her. So, oh boy, I mean, 100 years is an awful long time to sleep. She might be really grumpy. Okay. How to do this? Wakey, wakey! Time to wake up! Hello? You've been asleep for 100 years? Time to wake up and smell the coffee. Oh, coffee! Oh, maybe I should make some coffee. Where's the kitchen? Kitchen, yes!
Well, that woke me up.
Good morning. I hope you don't mind, but I had to wake you, and now I have to kiss you in order to completely break the spell. I'm so sorry. It's kind of what I have to do. I mean, I didn't cast the evil spell. I just Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Wow, suddenly I was awake and happy. The evil curse was broken. It only took 100 years. Miles, now.
Oh, yeah. 'Tis I, Miles, the good fairy. I've come to bless you with happiness. You will get married and live happily ever after. Yeah, who put that there?
Sorry about that.
That's okay, I'm good.
It was the stuff fairy tales are made of. True love at first sight. The prince and I got married, and when we had our own little baby, we made sure to have a strict no curse policy.
Okay, I'm here for the party. Oh, that picture? Oh, no, that's not me. That's some other bunny. Oh, this wand. Oh, no, I don't have a wand. No, I'm a good fairy. Yeah, I only put good curses on people. Come on, let me in. Oh, man.
The end. What a great job, you guys. Hi, kids. Welcome back to Cool School. Ready for another story with me, Miss Booksy? Me too. Today's story is The Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, there was a little mermaid. Whoa, cool! I'm part fish! I so want to race my little brother right now in the pool, but okay, back to the story. Let's explore the sea just for a sec. Wow, that's my dad, the Sea King. And look, the ocean castle over there. Oh, there's SpongeBob. Hi, Bob. Awesome, look, dolphins. Oh. This is so cool, right? One thing I liked doing was swimming to the surface of the water to check out passing boats. One day, I saw the most awesomest ship ever. On it, there was a dashing prince. Not dashing like fast, but dashing like very cute. He was doing this cool thing. My sister said it was called dancing, something you could only do with your feet. I decided I needed to meet that prince, and I had to learn how to dance. And I needed feet, so I did what any mermaid interested in dancing on land would do. I went to the sea witch.
So, you're saying you want land legs, huh? Well, I can get you some of those scrawny little people legs if you want. It'll cost you 50 pieces of pirate gold, 50 pearls, and your voice.
Oh, I think I forgot to tell you that I loved to sing, and everyone said I had a pretty beautiful voice. It sounded like this. Anyway, I really wanted to dance and on land with the handsome prince, so I took the deal.
Thanks for the voice.
I swam to shore, and when I hit the sand, I had 2 super cool new legs and a skirt. Phew, I'd be dancing with the prince in no time. Whoa! Uh-oh, I might need some practice. So, what did you think? Even though you all are super good kids, what's your favorite evil story or character? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you soon.